Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Board Canoe game video. Today's video is dedicated to Illusion Connect, the state of things, the new miracle modes, and the UR gear. So let's jump right into it. As you all are very aware, the new chapter 17 has been released. Let's go ahead and, cover this while talking about a few things. Now, the way I feel with the updates, I think it's really good. Breathed definitely some life into the game, but it came, it made me bring sort of like a resolution or a thing in my eyes where it's like, wow, I guess this is it. This is like the peak in some ways of how the content's going to flow for this game. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just one of those things where I thought it would be a little bit more exciting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, I was going to be more hyped. I was going to play the game more often, but it wasn't really that. I think for me, the way Illusion Connect has felt lately is that the honeymoon phase is pretty much over in some ways. And it's not that it makes Illusion Connect a bad game or anything, and we'll talk about like how I reacted to my previous video later on, but it really goes to show that Illusion Connect needs something different with the way it flows its content, with the way pretty much things are going. Something needs to change in the sense of there needs to be something more fun, something more engaging, some sort of section or leaderboard, and hopefully RTA brings that. It's not that I hate Illusion Connect. I want to preface, when I released my video, a lot of people were very disgruntled with the way I placed my opinions. I love Illusion Connect, alright? When I created that video, I want you to know it was because I want it to pretty much surpass what it has currently become. And I want the publishers, not the creators of Illusion Connect, to hear us. Because the way they're handling this IP just doesn't seem like they really care about it. The translation is poor. Like, it doesn't feel like we're getting like the proper attention we need as a region. And that's all based off of the publisher. That has nothing to do with the actual creation and the actual gameplay of Illusion Connect. Because while they cannot control what happens gameplay wise, Super Prism, they can definitely control at least the flow of information that gets passed around and how we feel about the overall game, right? And just the way I feel about things, I feel like they can just work on their communication a little bit better, and we would have a lot more happiness overall in the community. Just saying like, hey, there's gonna be, no region match as far as compensation goes. Miyuki Awakening is happening here. Just things to let us know that as a community we exist, because it's not like we're asking for anything complicated in the sense. We just want some attention at the end of the day. And if you guys felt like I was whining and stuff, you're right in some ways, but in other ways I want Illusion Connect to be a better game. I want this to be a place where people can enjoy the content we've seen, and I want Reddit to be a pretty much more positive place, and that's why I made the statements that I made, because I just want Illusion Connect to be better. The way it is now, with the way of like the flow of events, it's nothing special. It's nothing in the sense of like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm playing like a next gen gacha. No, it just feels like a normal gacha to me. I just come in, log in, go from there. And one of the things that I strongly feel about Illusion Connect is it has one of the best starts, especially during when it launched. It launched during Genshin Impact, which is really crazy, if not suicidal, because Genshin was quite possibly, it's the biggest gacha that's released ever in quite some time. And it's kind of revolutionized the way we look at gachas. And some of you might like, roll your eyes at that thought. But honestly, like, Genshin changed a lot of things with the way people view gachas. Like, people think gachas now are legit games thanks to Genshin, or the ever-growing world that Genshin has. And I hope that continues in the future, where we get more gachas such as that scale. And I'm not saying Illusion Connect needs to be that. What I'm trying to say is that I want Illusion Connect to continue to be successful, to be a side game, continue to bring in new content, and make me feel like that honeymoon phase is constantly continuing, right? I don't want it to end, and I hope they add new things, and I hope the publishers pretty much work out a few of their kinks. That way we don't have to be in this state of like constant like drama. I just want things to get better with Illusion Connect. I don't want it to get any worse, and that's why I pretty much said what I said. Alright, let's go ahead and cover the new miracle mode, Aquarius. The way I feel about this, it was super easy for the most part. If you have people like Yuffie, Phoebe, Miyuki, Hachishiki with like, the Nicola combo, like those characters that can just wipe the board, you'll have a pretty easy time. I won't really be making a guide for this. You can see my run overall. I don't think it was complex in the difficulty, and I really appreciated the fact that it was simple to do, because, one of the things that we didn't like was the recent Phoebe thing where the UR gear piece was pretty much locked behind a paywall in some ways. And this is the way I feel like miracles should be somewhat implemented. That way everyone can do it, but not to mention this is a limited run miracle. So complete this as soon as possible and you guys can pretty much see my runs. Mimic it if you want. You might say it's a little bit difficult. I'll show like the gear at the end to, show what I pretty much did. It was honestly just bringing a nuke and going from there. And the way I think about Illusion Connect and its miracle modes, it definitely shines in this gameplay. And why I feel that way is just because it gives us more stuff, it gives us more resources, it gives the ability to build more characters, etc, etc. And that's why I looked forward to chapter 17 so much, was because it wasn't just new content, it was new levels, more ways to build characters, more things to raise. And I don't think Illusion Connect is going to change with the way things are flowing. I feel like the one-shot meta that FG pretty much covered is the way Illusion Connect is going to be, and it's going to be a pretty, one-sided game. I feel like at first when you jump into Illusion Connect, it's a little bit daunting, but it's one of those gotchas. Once it clicks really easily, you know what I mean? It's not like Arknights where you have to constantly polish your characters and, get the latest like SR units or, highest units and get everyone upgraded or anything. It's a simple game where you raise like the most overpowered units, you wipe the board, and that's it. And I think it kind of shines in like that simplicity, and that's what makes it so popular, and that's why I appreciate it. I think if people constantly try to push Illusion Connect to be a more complicated game, it sort of falls out off of the roots that it once started in. Like, look here, where we're just pretty much using Phoebe to wipe the board, and we're just not really strategizing. And it's funny to say, Illusion Connect doesn't really shine when you have to strategize for things. It pretty much shines on being more of a casual gacha. And it's one of the first gachas where it's just like straight up raw power and not really like planning out your movements and being like, hey, if you don't do this at this particular moment, you're going to fail. And if people want this to be more complicated, I understand. I think that's what happens with most gachas. Like, for example, Princess Connect, the gacha that I'm currently covering, it's fairly complex in the sense of, every single character is unique to the situation, where in Illusion Connect, it's not like that at all. Every character is very plainly written. They do what they are saying that they do. If they one-shot the board, they one-shot the board. If they hit 3 spaces, they hit 3 spaces. If they're an all-around unit like Miyuki, they're an all-around unit. And I think that's why Illusion Connect gets the drama that it has, because of its simplicities and not because of its complexities. And in some ways, it's not just it's bad, it's that people want more. And the more that you want from Illusion Connect, the more you want it to shine, the less it sort of does. It's like taking a magnifying glass to like a very, very like normal like item, and you want to see more, but you can't really see more in Illusion Connect. It's one of those games where it's like you get what you get. And I understand like people feel like it's a crash grab in some ways, but I don't think Illusion Connect is a cash grab. I think it's just one of those games that establishes what it is, and it's pretty shallow in its content. But that's not a bad thing, like I keep saying, and it's why Illusion Connect is so approachable, because some gachas are so complex that you need like a million guides just to cover everything. And that's why I'm not making guides on characters and leaders as much, because unless there's like some new crazy character or new leader that pops up, they're pretty straightforward in some ways. Feel free to let me know if you guys want a guide on something else. But the way I feel about Illusion Connect is everything is out there. If there's something that I'm missing, let me know. I didn't want to make a guide on this because it was straightforward with the way they presented the content. It's not like you have to have Rotanya like one-shotting this unit at a particular moment. No, Illusion Connect doesn't do that. It's just bring your nukes, bring your one-shots, bring your tanks, and you're good. And it's going to continue that way, and I hope people understand that that's the way Illusion Connect is going to flow. And if you don't like that current content, I understand, because gachas are known for being complex. This one's just not it. This one's just casual. This one, you just pretty much bring the correct units and you'll be good. I hope you guys are enjoying this video and the way I'm explaining Illusion Connect. I understand if like people just want more out of this game, because that's what people generally want out of their gachas, but it's not. It's just really simple. Here's the UR gear. plainly stated, it's just like a HP bonus thing in everyone's gear, right? And I hope Illusion Connect continues to bring the content out. That way we can see if anything changes in the future, if something substantial happens. I hope the collab pretty much occurs sometime soon. And I enjoy the Illusion Connect community so long as everything's positive and going on. I like this casual feel to it. I like logging into it. I'm not going to treat this like a hardcore gacha that some folks have treated it. And I'm just going to pretty much cover this so long as the community is pretty stable, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you made it this far. Leave a comment, drop a like. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. We're so close to 10K. It's unbelievable the amount of support we've gotten lately. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.